That was so shit. I have to go again. I feel like
mine was
so
like
low.
mine was a skull in a sip.
That's what mine felt like.
I did well this time. I'm so proud of myself.
I can't do it.
I can't
Nova's
do it
really
either.
good.
I am ready.
I think I had a lip flip recently and it stopped the movement from the. Did you have one too?
Maybe that's what it is.
Hang on.
Yeah, I'm like, it's
Something's not right here.
It's not moving.
No, I had one of them and I swore I'd never do it again. I couldn't drink out of a straw. I looked weird.
Yeah, that's happened. See?
Always dribble.
Yeah. Anyone
It's
that
a
we
lip
ask to
flip.
come on the podcast will be like,
Can't
have you had
have
a lip
Botox
flip?
the
Because
week
we're here
before.
like 3 months.
Don't do it. We need you for the ASMR. Anyway, welcome, babe. I'm so
Thank
excited.
you.
We're so excited to have you.
Thank you.
A little background. I think I've been following Chelsea now for a few years, and then when she followed me back, I was like, "Oh my god, such a lesbian thing to do!" But I'm so happy that you did.
Yeah, I loved it. I saw your video. You must have been in the outback doing some jump squats or something.
Fuck! Was that when you first?
yeah,
was that when you first saw me? That was years ago.
The country girl.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, who is this chick? She's so hot.
I remember I was in the back of my nan's house and I was doing some deadlifts with cow manure.
Oh my god.
That's right. You were doing all sorts of like odd things out because there was nothing.
Yeah.
Obviously, no weights and whatnot for you to
Nah.
use. But I just remember scrolling through them and I was like, this girl is like killing it with nothing.
Who's this fucking lunatic?
Yeah. I was like,
Follow?
she's gorgeous. But I was like, does she live out here? No one gets to see this woman. Like, what the hell?
You're like, no, she's in the back. She's in the outback, and no one gets to be
Yeah,
privy
that's what
to
I was
this.
thinking. I was like, wow.
Well, thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much for following me back and going on this journey of us
Yes.
conversing over the past
I know.
however long it's been. But so this is a good episode because each the last episode we did, Nova got to choose a guest.
Nice.
So you're my choice.
Thank
You're welcome. You are my choice.
Yeah.
So Nova doesn't really know that much about you.
Yes.
So
So
this
I'll be coming from the lens of the viewers.
Yeah,
You
okay.
know, like those questions, when you listen to a podcast, you're like, ask him this, ask him that. And then it's so refreshing when you hear that, like Diaries of a CEO, when I listen to that, I'm like, it just is so refreshing because he asks every question that I just like want to hear the answer to.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come from that angle.
Yeah, so Nova's going to
So I
come
did
from
on
that angle
purpose.
and I'll
Yeah.
do pretty much most of the question asking.
Okay.
And prior to this, prior to obviously arranging for Chelsea to come on, we had a conversation about what was like not to be touched on, what was to be touched on, and she's an open book. So I'm really grateful. There will be, just a little disclaimer, guys, a few sensitive topics that we will be touching on today in the way of things like domestic violence, infidelity, and grooming in a relationship. So if anyone is sensitive to those topics, just wanting to let you know that we will be touching on those. So your choice if you choose to listen.
Yeah, and maybe don't listen to this potty out loud in the car
Yes,
with 4
with your
kids in the
kids.
back.
I mean, to be
Definitely.
fair, most of our friends that have children can't listen to us with the kids present anyway because I swear too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
So-
I come out with some weird outbursts, like some really...
I get the whole,
Shit.
why does Auntie Yaz say those words? And I'm just like, oh, babe, turn it
What's
off
a
when
threesome,
you're in the
Mum?
car. But just curious, 2 boys, 1 girl, or 2 girls, 1 boy? No. But yes, I just want to dive straight in and just get a little bit of a background on you, Chelsea, and just like dive in. And is that your phone?
Yeah, what the... I must have turned it from silent to off.
Red hot,
Bloody hell.
girl. Jeez.
Put it the wrong way.
Yeah, just basically diving in and giving us a little bit of a background on, like, I guess who you are. You don't have to dive in on career stuff.
Yep, sweet.
Anyone that follows you is going to know that you're in real estate. You know, she does amazing tips and tricks and puts out a lot of free educational advice on real estate, which is fantastic, on both her TikTok and her Instagram.
Yes.
Little shout out there. No worries. Haywood Property?
Yes, Haywood Property.
Yeah.
Yes, I've tried to separate the two just because obviously my lifestyle and the stuff that I share in terms of co-parenting relationships is very separate. So I used to share it all on the one.
Yeah.
Now I just needed to.
You have to keep the business
Smart.
separate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. So, yeah, deep dive, babe. Just give us a rundown. Who are you?
Well, I mean, I'm still figuring that out. It's crazy. I met my ex-fiance when I was 15 years old. Now, I did, in the beginning, lie to him, and I said I was 21.
Damn.
So I may have shared that way back in the beginning.
I don't
of
recall
sharing,
that information,
But I was going to
but
say,
yeah.
if you've watched, you may not have recalled. So I initially told him I was 21. I was 15 turning 16.
Holy shit.
He was...
I'm scared of his age right now. You're about to say it, aren't you?
23, 24. But what happened was, so obviously there was no intimacy or anything like that but what happened is that I started to catch real feelings, and I was like, oh my God, I need to tell this man my real age, because surely the minute I tell you, you're going to piss off and you're going to be like, oh, what the hell?
How long into this?
6 months.
Was there friends and family around that were
Yeah.
finding this strange?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to know those questions.
Yeah, I've got a plethora of questions ready to go, but jump in.
Yes, there were, but also they weren't aware of what his age was. And I think I actually, like when I think about it, I think I told them that he was younger.
You bluffed for the him
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, because I just knew what they would think. My parents and stuff didn't know at this point. But then I told him my age. I remember standing at the front of Supray. I was working there at the time.
I fucking still love the
Yeah,
this day.
same. Still touch, like I'm just there standing, like ruffling through the racks, trying to work up the courage.
Doing your VM.
Yeah, yeah. And he's walking past and I'm like, I've got to do it. And so he came over and I just said, I've got something to tell you. I'm really sorry, but I lied about my age. I am 15, about to turn 16. At first he was like, oh my God, like, you know, nah, but that didn't stop him whatsoever. He continually chased me. I went to the gym, like it was the interactions at the gym.
Girl, you were in the gym at 15, 16. Go
Yeah,
off.
as soon as I got my first job, I reached the appropriate age to join the gym.
Yeah,
What is that, 16?
It's usually like 15, 16, depending on like development of the body. So it's
And
like-
I did have, I got my mum's signature to agree to.
Yeah.
Yeah, because weightlifting and stuff is detrimental if you don't do it correctly, and if you're at a
Yeah,
young
but I
age.
see people who are at all ages not doing it correcly in the gym.
but they're adults.
I
They're
think
not
kids can
minors.
show.
They're not minors. We'd never let anyone in the gym under 14.
Yeah.
15.
No shit. I didn't know.
I've started to see quite a few younger people at Worlds too.
Yeah.
They're usually, I see them with parents, the
Yeah, I've
boys.
seen-
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or a
we
PT.
Take, we take Andy's girl sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, not often. But
I can't
yeah,
wait. Oh my God, I can't wait.
Sorry, we just completely digressed
I
and
know.
deviated off that.
I know.
Yep, continue.
Yes, so I told him my real age and it didn't stop him at all from chasing me. Also though, and this is the thing, right? Because in my mind, when I think about it, obviously my parents, my dad was like, they were like, fuck no, this isn't happening.
Yeah, too right.
My dad would, like, because my parents aren't together, but
So they found out.
yes, because I told them over Sizzler one night.
I brought Sizzler up the other day.
over that
Sizzler's
cheesy
guys,
and
Sizzler's
a
coming
red
back.
lemonade, red Fanta.
Sizzler's coming
yeah,
back.
yeah. So
What? No?
Sizzler's coming back.
I know, I can't
Yeah.
wait to
Yeah.
Sydney. I know.
Yeah.
So
What a mood.
I know. So mum was sitting there. I had dad on the phone, and I just wanted to tell them. And he's like, "Pass the phone to your mother." Like, and, you know, it went off, and he's like, "This can't be happening. You can't allow this. Like, are you serious?" And obviously, she's like, "I've tried, but she's not listening."
Well, not many teenage girls.
Well, no.
Not at that age.
No.
No,
We,
and
like-
I was adamant that this was like the love of my life. Like, there was nothing that nobody could do to change
And
my
you
mind.
love deep at that
I
age.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
you do.
You're like, this is, the
It
world
start-
is
it
going
starts
to
off
end.
It
Toxic
is.
straight away when you're that age. Like it's like the obsession.
The codependency.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It was like the consistent dopamine hit too of someone being that age
Yeah.
and being interested in me, because I was like, how? Like, you know, surely not. But anyway,
Yeah.
you know, he was, so it kept me.
Of course he was. You were a fucking
On a
easy
leash.
target.
I know, and now that I see that now, but you don't at the time, and
No.
that's what I think a lot of young women need to be really aware of, is that if you are that young and you've never been with someone, and someone is that old, to steer clear. Like,
Yeah,
you listen.
But your parent, but you didn't listen.
I know.
And you know what? Like it's happening all the time. Like
But
all
no
the
one
time.
listens to their parents.
No.
You listen to a hot older sister version.
But your life has to learn this.
I
And
know.
you would
Oh,
you would have
yeah.
come out of this in such a a way better way, but you have to go through these kinds of things. And unfortunately,
I don't, well, 14 years.
Yeah.
So he has been my only
14
partner
years.
from that age to 2.5 years ago.
holy
And
shit.
our two
Chelsea.
kids. Yeah.
They do have two kids. They're pretty cute though.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
You're like stepping out of this.
Yeah, so for the first
It's
time in my
closed.
life,
Yeah.
I've never not known who I was outside of being his fiance, their mum, the real estate agent that everyone comes like, yeah.
Or even just like learning about only one person sexually as
Well,
well.
correct.
You know what
And-
I mean? Sorry, but I have to say it. But I'm
Absolutely.
like, just like,
One penis for
I'm-
the rest
yeah.
of your life.
Like,
And I was
you
lied
would step
to.
out at that age.
14 years.
Yeah.
He's like, oh,
Yeah.
so big. And then
Yeah,
you're out in the real world. You're like, that was fucking
Oh,
micro.
Next guy.
Fuck.
Imagine.
No, the first guy after him, I was like, fucking Jesus, thank God for blessing me with this man. Like, because obviously I could have gone from worst to worst.
Yeah.
Wait,
but I
but
went
also,
from,
can I just say, was the first person that you came out to a slice of vanilla, or was he caramel? Because you like the caramel boys too, generally. Well,
No,
that's
I
what
love
you
vanilla.
knew. You love vanilla.
So my type has always been European. It was
the
never
English.
Islanders. Like, it was never.
I knew you would. That's why you don't need to know her. Trust me. I was like, I've got it sorted, Nova.
And she was like, in the end of her paragraph, it was like micro penis, and so I was like, yeah, I know, like it, nothing's changed. Yeah,
Poor guys. They're
Like-
so
I
well
mean,
built.
it's so sad. They can't do anything about it. But also, too, like, don't talk it up, bro.
no, but also don't make me believe that there is nothing better.
Oh, so there's the gaslighting and the, like,
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're gonna do what you got to
This
do
is
to
the
protect
best-
yourself, but
this is the best you'll ever get, Chelsea.
but that's what I truly thought that's what it was, and then I obviously was opened up to a whole
Oh,
new.
I've got anxiety. My heart's pounding so hard for you. Like, you poor girl.
I know, how sad. Like,
That's a sad.
It's not sad. There's something kind of great about it. Like, you were sheltered in a way of like
Yeah,
staying away
but
from.
also you were
We've got some
controlled,
horrible
though.
stories. There would be. I don't know the full story.
There was a lot of control.
But, like-
yeah.
lots of control.
I don't even need to follow this list. Let's just
Did he?
keep it going.
Was there any, when you look at him now and you look at the parents and how he was brought up, is there any correlation there of like,
Yes, there is.
you're seeing the parents and he's stepping into that?
Yes, so his dad was not good at all. His father actually, which is, and it's a story that I have shared before because it used to make me feel really sad for him, but it would also then allow me to excuse the behaviour because I felt sad for what he went through. So, 1 year, school holidays, him and his mum went over to Rarotonga to surprise his father. Because he was working over there.
I'm not smiling. I
Yeah,
I already know what this
I
is.
know
What's
how
going to
this
be
is gonna
said.
go.
Exactly. So flies
It's
over
Dad's got
there.
7 other wives over there.
He's got a whole new wife,
Kids?
a whole new family and
Yeah.
kids because he had multiple sets of twins.
Oh,
Yeah, so I think the dad's now got 13 in total, but there's multiple sets of twins.
Put it away, brother.
Yeah.
Wrap
Slinging
it
dicks
up.
around.
Just sling
Yeah.
dicks around
No.
Rarotonga.
Yeah, but with the one wife. Yeah, but the expectation was, though, that they would stay in the house. He would have the 2 wives.
it's a.
And, so obviously his mum was like, hell no.
Is that a normal thing? Is that culturally?
I don't think so, no.
I don't know anything about Rarotonga.
No. It was certainly cult-like is what, he used to refer to his dad as. And, yeah. So his mum was like, no, I'm not doing that. So she jumped on a plane back to Brisbane. Unfortunately left Jameis there.
What?
Yeah, so she flew back to Australia.
She went to Australia with a child and then left the
No,
child
like,
there?
she went to Rarotonga with the child, came back without the child, left the child in the care of the father.
Yeah.
Therefore, look at that, the model there of his dad.
But why?
showing
But
him what's
she did that to like nut out a plan as to how she was going
gonna
to
leave.
get him back to Australia to then cut off ties with the father. And she did. She did what she had to do
Yeah, fair. Good
to
on her.
sort it out. So I, can only imagine what she went through and the pain and the guilt that you've got from that. But the problem is that, and I've said this to them both because I learnt the hard way that, parents will enable their children's behaviour.
Yeah.
Every day of the week.
Yeah.
Every
and-
day of the week.
Exactly. And I believe that it's purely because of the guilt that she still holds from.
Yeah, it's a generational trauma.
Leaving
That's right.
Yeah, it's generationally passed down. Like,
Yeah.
It's
So she's still trying to heal her own wounds
through the kid.
through the kid and enables his behaviour to do what he does, which is not good.
No.
Like, but and the thing is that when we got together, he also had a fiance.
Oh, well.
Holy fuck.
And
Yeah.
you didn't
So
know
he
about
was
this.
engaged to be wed
At
and then he
23?
had a
Yeah, and
15-year-old.
he'd been with her for 8 years, high school sweethearts.
Where was she?
Exactly. This whole time. Like, so the 6 months.
What a fucking nightmare. Like, how?
And a house.
I stressed just
everything.
talking to 2
They
people
had
on
a house.
here when I was single.
Had a house, everything. And so,
How do these people live these double lives?
right?
I
And
know. There's so much
I'm
upkeep to it.
tired.
I
Yeah.
used to
One
think, where did
life.
she think you were when you were sleeping at my house? Like up until it came out, because what happened was one of my really, really good girlfriends, close as anything, and where you meet for dinner one night, Christmas Eve, you do the 36-hour trade at Chermside, wherever.
Oh, that's right. I went to Wavell High for a little
Oh,
while.
yeah.
I'm from Brisbane, North
Yeah,
Side.
oh yeah, I went to Wavell for a bit too.
Did you?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
I'm doing that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We've got nearly 10 years on your daughter.
I'm an 87 baby.
Yeah, but good school.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we met up for dinner, sitting down. I get all excited to show them a photo of this new guy I was seeing. Pulled it out because I just got back from the Gold Coast. We went to Dreamworld for the day. You know, you get those photos from the brides and whatnot. Anyway, ripped them out.
Very juvenile thing
I know,
to do.
I know.
So good on
Show
you, James.
them. I know.
Really treating her.
I know. Fuck. Bare minimum. Showed the girls, and my girlfriend went white as a ghost. And she was like,
Oh, that poor thing.
she's like, that is my cousin's fiance. Now, what a small fucking world.
It has to happen. All the truth comes out no matter what. The universe does this.
Yeah, it
it's
orchestrates
insane.
Like,
it's insane.
it still gives me goosebumps
Yeah.
to this day because, like, what do you mean? Like, I was obviously in shock because how the fuck has he had a fiance? I've not known about it.
Oh my God.
And 8 years deep with a house.
Correct.
How are you
And
sleeping
and
away from your
engaged.
house and your fiance and her not knowing?
I know.
Or what story?
And
are you
obviously he
telling?
wasn't staying at mine consistently, but on the nights that you were with me, like, where did she think you were? At your mum? Like,
So what happens in the body and the mind on playing catch up in that moment of you being told that and trying to piece together those words that she said? Like when you would never forget that moment when she said that. It's literally like when you're talking about it now, you can literally close your eyes and just be back at that moment. Yeah, at the moment of like realizing the betrayal. What the shit in your mind that comes after that of like looking at the world so differently because you don't trust anything that you see, feel, get to know because the betrayal is like, how the fuck did I not see that? So you're then having to relearn everything around you because you just had the rug pulled out from underneath you. And that's the stuff that people don't actually ever even touch on or talk about. They talk about the story, about what had happened and the shock of it. But the aftermath in your mind and your body that you have to kind of rebuild from, but you don't know where to start because you're like, you go to make just normal little decisions in the day and you question yourself on absolutely everything because you're like, I don't know anything anymore.
Yeah,
I
you
couldn't-
question
I
your
don't
reality.
know anything.
You do. I couldn't
don't
focus.
trust you, and you're being really nice to me.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
It's a whole rebuild.
it is, and I couldn't focus at work at all. Like, I would be serving customers, trying to operate the computer. Like, I could not function properly at all. The minute my phone would ding,
Because things drop into your mind going, oh, that happened. He was acting weird that day. He was on his phone.
Yeah, it was-
like everything would just drop into your mind and it's like, oh my God, how did I not see that?
well,
Like,
then that
what the
friendship
fuck?
just went down the drain straight away as
Oh
well,
yeah,
which
because
really
it's the
sucked.
elephant in the room.
Because
Oh,
I'm like, you know, I didn't know. Obviously, if I did, because obviously in that moment, the first thing she did was jump on the phone
yeah, because she's
to call her cousin.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, as they do.
Yep.
The goss.
Yeah, to tell
Well, it's
her.
a family member
Well,
too.
well, yeah.
Yeah,
so
true,
I do
fair
the same.
enough. So
Yeah.
straight away, I was like, to him, what the, you know, you're.
You didn't have time to even think about how you were going to approach him.
No, because it was
about to
being
get to
done.
him, yeah.
So
Oh.
then it just all obviously came out. Just
How did he react? Put us in the room.
nah. He so blasé. Didn't care. Oh, I was on my way out anyway. So I almost like were you
'cause
using
he
me
was
as a
conditioning-
scapegoat?
Yeah, he was conditioning you though to be like, oh well, it's like we weren't even really together. We
Yeah.
were at the end.
That's right.
Yeah.
And still to this day,
Makes it look
he
not
says
as bad.
I'd never cheated.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, babe, I can't handle this.
I know. We
No, I
all know
can't.
someone like mine.
Do you know?
I never cheated. Yes,
Babe,
you fucking did.
He will never. He hates me, and it makes me go, was I the one who cheated and left a 3-month-old and a 2-year-old just out of nowhere? He told the girl that he was leaving us, so that he didn't want to be in a relationship. He didn't love us. We were in the happiest relationship ever. Wildest thing. And still to this day, 3 court cases later, all of this drama and horrible stuff.
God.
I'm the hated person, and he never sits there and goes, you know what? I did do the wrong thing. Has never sat in
no
it.
accountability.
So but I've never heard anyone else say that someone's gone through that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Still to this day,
Oh.
yes, he doesn't admit to that because in his mind it wasn't cheating. And the problem is that one night, again,
there's more than
and it
cheating.
all makes sense. That's right. And it all makes sense like to me now because of how I was then treated by his mum once our shit happened.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because way back, we went out one night and then went back to his after the club, and it was the first time I'd gone to his parents' house, and I remember the dog leading me up the staircase, but at that time he was engaged. So why did your mother let me up the fucking stairs? Because if my son was to be engaged to a woman and bring her home, I'd be like, you better get this chick out this house.
Yeah.
Call her an Uber, or I'll do it, or something.
Yeah.
I would be telling the girl, this boy is engaged.
Yes,
get the F out of the house.
Correct.
Like,
You would not let me in your home.
yeah.
No.
Let me in the home, woke up the next morning.
Oh, that says a lot.
Yeah, that's right. But then when the shit went down with us, and then I tried to confide in her for help when I was dealing with the backlash from him, obviously I didn't get the response that I thought I would, but then it took me straight back to that moment of me being at the bottom of that staircase that night.
And then the ex-fiance.
And then me remembering that he was engaged at that point, and yes, you let me up those stairs.
Yeah.
So now
there's no loyalty to you whatsoever.
No, that's right.
Even though you're the mother of his children.
Right. Exactly, which he had obviously none
But
then.
again, it strips you away from really feeling like you can feel safe in any environment, because you're like, if blood or, you know, grandparents of kids and fiancés and long relationships can do that, then who the fuck can I trust? We spoke about this, about B. Like,
Yep.
you have to rebuild and not bring that into other relationships and put all of that shit onto them because they don't deserve it. Because there isn't that many people out there like this.
No.
But you have to realize that. And that's what, it's a long
But
journey.
it's the minority that fuck it.
It's
That's
horrible.
right.
To them. Like they destroy that. Yeah.
They do, and I think the problem is that because I stayed so long with that and have been conditioned to that behaviour, truly, like if I didn't leave, I would have thought that was love.
I was literally just about to say,
Wait, what do
did
you mean?
Think, like, what did you think love looked like back when you were in that age bracket? Like, what did you
Well,
think love
fucking
was?
cheating constantly, being cheated on constantly. So there were multiple women throughout the course of our 14-year relationship, and I stayed every single time. I'd have girlfriends sending me photos of him with other women after he'd finished training people, because he was a PT at night, and chef during...
Oh, well, that makes
it's a very conflicting life.
That's right, yes. So he'd have split
That's
shifts.
so rude, but fuck, nah, we hate him.
I know. This is the problem, see. When they're young, they do what you got to do to, you know, hook you in, and then... But, you know, it's funny. Everyone used to say to me all the time, oh, he's punching. And I'd get really
punching.
defensive, like, oh,
When
you know.
you think about it, though, like when you put him just there as a person, what do you need, want, or what are you getting out of treating people in that way? Like, what is it that you're lacking so severely to want to be like this to women?
Yeah, well, for me in the end, because there were 5 women on the go at once when
How the fuck?
I know, and this was the last straw for me, because
He'd be still doing it. I'm sorry, but he still would be.
oh, look,
How does he even get that many girls?
That shit doesn't change.
it doesn't change.
It's in their
I know.
DNA.
It is. But
It
this
is.
is the thing. This is the thing. The new woman that he's with, I really like her. She is a great stepmother, and see, if it's someone that has come from a blended family
You
and
appreciate
loves
it.
my stepmother like a second mum, I do worry for her.
And she's good to the kids, so you
She's
want her
great, and
around
the kids
you're
love
like,
her.
yeah, exactly.
So
It's her journey.
that's right.
She's going to have to go through it.
I know.
I
And
know we
it's-
all see our exes with new girls, and we're like, oh, you poor bitch.
It is. It's literally like that, though.
You think you've hit the jackpot, and
Yeah.
sis, once the rose-colored glasses wear off and the whole facade that they're putting on that their life's something great, once you realise, and it may take a few years, it took me 4,
Yep.
maybe 14,
Yep.
it took you a few more. Like once you realise and you're looking back on your life that you were once living, that they're now living, you're just like, oh God, I just wish I could save you from it.
And you know that they're
Yes.
telling them a story about you,
Oh,
and you're
about
walking around
you,
getting the
and
kids
you're
or whatever,
like,
and they've got this whole warped image of who you are.
Well,
and it's just like whatever.
The thing is, she follows me on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so she is very aware of what I share, what I have spoken
you went
about.
through, yeah.
Yeah. So I know that she is very well aware of what I've been through, and obviously, and I shared this on my Instagram the other day, is that she is still, I mean, regardless of my experience,
Yeah.
you are going to choose to have your own experience, and you know, perhaps it might not be the same. I truly believe that when you've got a pattern history like his with the first fiance, then me, multiple women through that relationship with the first fiance, then me, you're going to end up with the same
If he's not
person.
sitting down with a counsellor every week, he's
Yeah.
never going to change.
No, well, he's not.
Like, if he's not actively getting help.
And the family, you know, enables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, you've got
And
no one
look,
telling
there
you
is an
it's wrong.
element, I think, of you having an experience that is different to someone else's, because everyone brings out something different in
Yes.
their person. So, like, my partner might have had a different experience with someone else and they might have had a different experience with him, and it's not the same experience that I'm necessarily having with him now. However, if you're that deep in it to your core that is your patterned behavior, as you say,
you can't
change that in someone, and you're not. And it's the same with my previous relationship. Nova and I've touched on multiple times, and I guess you're a little bit privy to it as well. There's behaviors there that are so deep ingrained in the person that they are, and it's enabled behavior that unless they deeply, truly themselves want to change, they are not going to.
No.
And every person that comes thereafter or comes after us or that came before us has a very fucking similar.
But if they don't see that as a problem, like what you mentioned earlier, they're not going to change. They're not even identifying it as an issue.
That's right. Because still to this day, we had the 5 women on the go that I found out about, and one of them being a bloody school teacher at the kids' school. But again, he did that to control the narrative and the scenario at the school, because he knew then that I'd have to walk into those school grounds in January, walk our son to a prep class, knowing that woman was going to be in that area. Whoa. So for him, it's like, I now get to thrive off this chaos.
The guy likes to live on the edge.
Yeah, it's chaos that he likes to create, and knowing that I've then got to walk into it.
It's his ego. He's literally controlled by his ego. Like, if he could sit on the sidelines and see 2 women crossing paths, knowing that he's
slayed both of them.
Yeah, it's an ego.
Yeah, and also I know that he likes that I know.
Yeah.
About these women,
because this guy has no love for himself whatsoever.
No, he doesn't. He lacks self-worth. 100%. He's so insecure, and he admitted all this, because I said, "What was the point of the 5 women?"
It's the endorphin hits from the attention.
Well, and he also said to me, "You didn't make me feel worthy enough, so
fuck off.
I know, but
make
see, again,
feel worthy.
It's blaming me for his actions,
external.
So it's not cheating. Because it's because of how you made me feel.
Oh, I'm getting triggered.
Yeah, one of the women saw me out one night, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for believing
his bullshit."
Mm-hmm. Like, she just had to come up and just let me know.
And I love how the world works that way and puts you guys in the same room.
I know.
Has that conversation, and you slowly get a little bit of, I don't know whether the word's justification or you slowly get a little piece of yourself back.
I needed that.
Bit.
Isn't it funny? In that moment, I said to my girlfriend that was sitting across from me, I said, "Who would have fucking thought that I needed that interaction,
babe?"
Because this man was truly making me think that I was this fucking loopy
absolutely
bitch.
Yeah, but babe, I lived on level 5 in that apartment that you mentioned earlier. A girl lived on level 7. Met her in the lift. She was the first girlfriend after the cheating situation. We became friends. We looked identical. She had brown hair. You might have seen her on my stories for a short time.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
I got to ask her, what's his story? Because I never got to ask anyone.
I would love to know what they
paint. And she was like, you 2 moved to Burleigh together as a family and you just didn't work out, so you both separated. I'm like, we lived in Adelaide. He cheated. It was a completely different story. But how wild is that? Like, you put us in the same building to meet, and I got a little bit of myself back because I was like, I finally got to sit in front of somebody that was willing to tell me, what's the story? What is he saying? Because I never knew what his story was, because he would just try and design me in a certain way.
Of course.
But yeah.
Suit their narrative.
Yeah, and so they put you in the room at the same time and you got a little piece of yourself back.
It was so needed.
I feel like I remember seeing this on your story, actually.
Yeah.
I think you posted something
I need to follow you.
Hey, do it. She pops up. I was even showing Andy. I was like, look at Jessie.
Good on you for sharing it. I haven't been able to share it, and I can now, and that's we've shared a lot on the podcast.
And see, I'm 2.5 years post this now, so when it was very fresh and raw, my following went from 4,000 to 30,000, 30,000.
But do you know how sad that is, that so many women relate to
correct,
that, and that's what's happening.
That is exactly what happened. My inbox was flooded. I couldn't wake up without hundreds and hundreds
of stories.
But women also wanting to share their story, but also being afraid to. But then it made me feel less alone, because I truly believe, because of what he was saying to me, that if I was to open my mouth, because he knew what I was like, he's like, if you jump on that social and you start, talking shit about this, blah, 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 I'll do this or I'll do this. So for a while, I pretended that it was all amicable, happy as Larry. Meanwhile, I'm dealing now with co-parenting shit, a side that I didn't even need to consider or thought I would have to worry about.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy fuck. And then he did something one day and I was like, you know what, fuck this. Just unleashed. Mm-hmm. And then so many women were like, oh my God, like, what? Also, my girlfriends were like, what the fuck? We've never even known that this side of this man existed because you've never spoken about him in this way ever. And I'm like, I know, because I've tried to protect an image.
Yeah.
Because in my head, because I was so trauma bonded to this man, I always had the thought that if I speak shit about him, I need to be careful, because if I want to get back with you,
Oh, yeah.
I need
You're
to.
a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'd
See,
always
you
be,
were smart. See, I talk shit and then I'd just be like,
But
it's
you-
fine.
but also-
I'm a fuckwit.
yeah, but see, my close girlfriends saw the shit.
Oh,
the
close
really,
girlfriends,
But
yeah.
the good thing about talking shit is that everyone's going to keep you accountable.
Correct.
Because you're
Yeah,
putting it out
fair.
there. So it,
I needed
like,
that.
What are you
it
doing?
makes you
Yeah.
further from actually going back, because you know you're going to look silly.
Yes. And
But also,
it-
the trauma bond of 14 years is something hectic.
Yeah.
That you were
It's-
so young.
I was so young, and the first 2 weeks of us being separated and him moving out the house, because when we separated, he was going to stay, and we thought we could just work it out until he found something slowly. But then he left.
Nice of you.
I
Fuck,
know,
I would have thrown his
but
shit out.
I know,
and broke
but
it.
I know, but see, he didn't like that I was coming and going as I pleased and being all happy and normal with the
Okay,
kids.
but he can sleep with 5 women. Okay.
That's right, and
Okay.
plus the others all
Okay.
throughout that. You know, it was just building up at this point. So then he got over it. He leaves, and then yeah.
Is this about the time when you had like sort of separated, and then I remember you putting up a reel about him never letting you get out of the car to pump gas?
Yes, yeah. So then,
Because I remember seeing that reel and being like, because you had separated, but you'd made it clear that there were certain things that he did that like were bare minimum, to be honest.
yes,
But I mean, we know that now.
But you're like, oh, what a nice guy.
But it was, I remember that reel specifically because you were sitting in the car and you like filmed him pumping your gas.
yes,
And that was the time.
that's
Yeah.
right. So I felt like I was suffocating because it was the first time that we'd been apart from each other my whole life. So I was like, I can't survive without this man. Like, this
No.
is what he was talking about. Like, you'll never be able to survive without me.
Babe, we spoke about this, didn't we? About getting jobs outside of like women still
Oh,
holding
yeah.
their own.
Yes.
Like,
Well-
you don't know who you are, like the whole earning money thing, who controls the money in the relationship, all of that.
Well, see, I have always been career driven and focused. He hated that. So that was the one thing though that he has tried, and even
Or
still to
couldn't
this
take it from
day
you.
has tried to take from me, but it could never. It was
Yeah.
the one thing, but he hated that I, in his mind, was the breadwinner, and he would use that against me because
That's a
it's like, you're
common
making
thing.
me.
Feel emasculated.
Yeah, a
That's
lot of
right.
women would relate to that part.
Yeah.
of it, for sure.
And so then I'd like try to bend myself and do less to make him feel better. Like it was just warped. But so in that initial separation phase, I then said, "Oh, I fucked up. Please come home." You know.
Oh, because you felt like you were too masculine in the relationship, so you could have been better, or what?
Yeah. 'cause
Oh, yeah. What was the fuck
Like,
up?
what
Just
was
the,
that? What was
just
that
the
fuck up?
leaving? Or like the
Yeah,
breakup?
no. So the breakup.
Yeah.
So obviously it was the first time that like we'd separated properly like this, and so I started to have withdrawals almost because I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck.
It's addictive.
How
It's
do
a narcissistic relationship. You actually get brain damage from it.
Yeah, I was like, how do I live without this man? And now we've got kids in the mix. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God. So then I was like, I'm sorry, come home. You know,
Yeah.
let's fix it. He didn't come home. He stayed apart, but we tried to work it out.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks in, I was done. I was like, nah, this is not working. And so then he calls me though. He FaceTimes me. I'm sitting at bloody BMW Daisy Hill, FaceTimes me. He's like, oh, you know what? I don't think this is working out. We should separate.
He's
But
got
in-
the one up.
But you know what?
Oh
I
my
was like,
God.
fuck, you know what? Thank God. And I was
Thank
like,
God,
okay,
yeah.
thank you for your honesty. You know,
Weight off
appreciate
your
it.
chest.
Hang up. I was like, and I remember crying just a tear, and I'm like, but it's not sadness. It's almost like now I think because he thinks he's in control and he ended it, he can run off with that narrative now and let everybody know that he wants to know he ended it and that it wasn't me.
Ego again.
Yeah, because then
Ego.
what happened after that is I get home, we have to sort the kids' football shit, and he comes home after the game and he's like, what, so you're just going to let me go?
Oh my God.
Bro, you just fucking FaceTimed
Chase me. It's like a girl. Chase me.
Correct. That's what it was.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I said, and so I'm sitting on the edge of this, this bench and we're sitting side by side. I said, yes, I am. Because you've shared with me now how you really feel and I'm
Gonna
accepting that.
respect it. Yeah.
And we're doing this.
And it's not this full
yeah.
toxic screaming
Back and forth.
No,
match. And it's just like, this actually feels more real than all of that.
Yeah.
'Cause yeah.
Yep.
Did
And-
having kids with him make you like see him differently? Like once you became a mum?
Yeah, because he changed. He actually did. Like once we had Ayana, like she's 10 now, but it changed him for a good part. But then obviously the thing is that I obviously had the kids. I fucking got fat, looked ugly. I felt shit. He thrived off that.
Of course.
But the minute I started going back to the gym, getting myself in shape after Ayana, it all fucking started again. Because obviously in his mind, his insecurities were, coming out.
And obviously he knew what he was doing and therefore would expect that you were doing the same
That's
thing.
right. So then what I would cop is, you're a mother. You're a mum now. You should be at home.
Oh my God.
Because I was still working full time. So I would...
Babe, don't ever let this guy be in front of me.
Do
not.
Do not ever.
Let's invite him on the next
Keep him away from me.
Yes. But like, so I would then deal with that. And then I would not want to go to the gym because then I'd be...
It's such a big deal for you. I remember you speaking on this because it was too hard. He made it too hard
to leave the house.
for you to leave. So it's
Babe,
like,
you
fuck
must
it.
be so open on social media.
Oh, fuck.
Babe, I've been in her DMs.
I know, I'm seeing this.
Honestly, I have not left anything out. And
No.
the thing is, I knew that his family were watching this. I was copying shit from the family. Every angle.
It was
I
like
did not-
watching the best movie, like going into the theatre and a movie that you couldn't turn away from.
And I'm telling you that I would share shit like as it was happening. Like,
Babe, that's
Real time.
ballsy. I
Real
remember
time.
being in this situation.
Real time.
And even now, co-parenting still with this kind of person
Yep.
in like, I feel like I'm very open, but I still hold back so much.
yeah, no, fuck, I didn't give a shit because I was like, you know what? You fucked me for so many years now.
Yeah.
Why do I need to protect you now?
100%.
Because you've not given a shit about me
100%.
at all.
Oh God, my ex is
Fuck
going to regret
you.
me meeting her.
You,
He's like,
babe,
why?
you can say whatever you want about someone.
Yeah, I know.
You just don't say their name.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then
That's it. It's very easy.
You know what though? I got a call one day from the police, and it's funny because obviously we deal with a lot of abandonment through properties and stuff. So I got a phone call, and it was to I think it was my work phone, but see, I've got two SIMs, so I never clock sometimes which number it calls. Anyway, I just thought it was for an abandonment, so I asked the girls in my team, "Hey, is anyone wanting to hear from the police? Because they've just left me a message." Anyway, I called it back. Tried calling him back 3 times. The constable never called me back. Anyway, maybe a month goes by. And now this was after I extended that olive leaf at that soccer to...
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so a month...
Oh, my God.
I know, a month past that. And he asked me randomly, because obviously he was thinking in his mind, she's extending this olive leaf because the police have called her. And it wasn't until a month later that when he said, "Oh, hey, have you ever got a call from the police?" And I was thinking, what for? And that's why he thought I'd simmered down on blasting him on socials.
Defamation?
Probably. But the constable never
not
called me
a-
back.
If it's not a lie, then you're not.
That's right.
It's the truth.
But it's the truth.
There's
Yeah.
receipts.
Exactly. And also
there's screenshots.
That's right.
There's
And
photos.
there is literally, and also of you posting your shit on Facebook as well, because one of the things that he did that sent me over the edge once he realised the texts and shit weren't working anymore was he took our daughter for her first ever haircut. Now our daughter
I remember this.
has afro curly hair, like long.
I want to see a photo. Of the
She's
kids.
gorgeous.
Yeah, she never had a haircut. He went and took her and chopped it off your length.
And like this is
And she's got an afro.
So her hair
so
was
she's
like
got a
up here.
round.
Took her to S&S
Oh.
Poor thing.
where they
She was
don't know how to
devo.
fucking cut hair
no.
for starters, let alone curl.
Was that to get at you?
Yes. So then the next day, Sunday handover, I see her through the big glass panels of our front door, walking towards the front door. I started bawling.
That poor thing.
It was instant. I was like, it turned into a big blue on
And
the.
she would have seen that as well.
I couldn't hold it,
No.
and I do truly regret it because for a little while they were traumatized.
At the end of the
after
day, you're fucking human, okay? At the end of the day,
He-
there's been things that my kids have seen between
Yeah.
me and the dad, and I'm like, at the end of the day, like you can only hide so much,
Correct.
but you're still human.
No, I mean the worst that they've seen, thank God, from my end was I threw a bloody glass of orange juice over him, and Cruz still fucking talks about it to this day. I'm like,
He's like, Mum, do you remember that time?
yeah, I
Ben
know.
does the same
I'm like,
thing.
at least it was a fucking orange
Because
juice.
in their little
Let it go,
mind,
babe.
I know, please.
Let it go.
in their little
Yeah, that's
mind,
fine.
I know.
it was such a different story in their mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because of obviously what led up to that. But
Yeah.
yeah, he then started to use the kids as a way to get at me, and I just
Oh,
thought,
no.
you fucker. And then that's when
Did you ever go to court? with
No,
co-parenting?
no, but I had to engage a lawyer once to send an email because, it was getting to that point. But I thought for sure if his mum knew what he was doing, that she wouldn't be letting him do this because they'd never wanted anything to go pear-shaped purely for the relationship with the kids because they love them. They're the best grandparents. I love them to death for that reason. So I'm thinking, she knows what her son's doing. Surely, she'd be pulling him in line. So then what I started to do was every text message, every email, I would CC her into the email with the screenshots of his messages. And I'd say, hey, blah, blah, can you pull your son up, please? Because I'm not dealing with this bullshit anymore. He'd be like, what the fuck? Don't text my mom, don't send it. I'm like,
well, act right,
that's
brother.
right. Because that's right.
Take
so
accountability, dude.
That's right. So now she knows what you're doing because it's going to impact the children and potentially the relationship. Obviously, she was talking. She'd never reply. But she was in his ear.
Yeah.
Yep, because then he'd change his tune very quickly.
Smart.
Yeah. Because
Very
that's
smart.
one thing that they wouldn't want to lose.
No, absolutely.
And I'm not that type of person anyway. Like,
No.
but fucking leave me alone. There's no reason.
You're so lucky you didn't get dragged through court and all of this.
I know.
When you get dragged through court with someone like that, it's a whole nother level because they're moving their ideas and their stories onto the legal system, and the only way to prove and show what is the truth is after $100,000 worth of legal fees, that your day in court where it gets all wiped out and you get your kids back kind of situation. And that's what I went through with my ex. So he was like always using the legal system against me, manipulating everything that I said and did, and making out like I had mental health issues, all of this stuff, and I could not get my say until I got to court. And then they're like, oh, this was a waste of time. No, that's fair. What you're wanting, all good. See you later. 3 times that happened. And I've lost a sickly amount of money every time.
See, that's a financial
just getting
abuse.
put back.
Yeah.
It's massive financial abuse.
That was his way of controlling her.
Yeah, it was
Whereas
horrible.
you've had the physical and the whatnot.
The emotional.
Yeah, see,
And
I never had the physical. I had the financial abuse, like severely. Like all he wanted to do, and still to this day, he wants to see Fit Cover in the ground failing. That's all he wants. He doesn't care about anything else. He just wants to see Fit Cover
full of
gone.
hate for someone.
This is what I mean.
And he knows that when the financial was done, the only way that Fit Cover could go down is by taking me to court, and he knew I'd use the cash flow to save the situation.
Of course, because
and that's what
else
happened
would you
every
want
time.
Fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, let's ask a question.
Yeah, get a
considering we're,
question in.
I've literally had no questions asked whatsoever. But I just wanted to add, there's only 2 things I really want to hear towards the end of this anyway, because we're like kind of chewing into the overtime here, but that's so fine.
Yeah.
If you could speak to the 15-year-old version of yourself now, what would you want it to know?
Good.
Oh, man.
You're going to have a 15-year-old daughter soon.
I know, and it's hard because you know what? I've actually had some mothers reach out on Instagram that have daughters that are that age, and they say that their daughters are going through the same thing that I went through, and they're struggling to get them to see who they're dealing with.
Yeah, these predators.
Yeah, and it's like I really don't know how you can help them see
I've thought about
without going through it.
you have to kind of become their friend so that you don't miss out on any information, and you just have to be quiet. I feel like that's the answer in my head as parenting.
Well,
I don't know. I've never dealt with that.
Well, I mean, in the end, everyone just kind of went silent. I mean, my girlfriends got over it. I lost really, my friendships for a while there. They came back in the end.
Yeah.
But they were just sick of hearing the same shit over and over,
story.
seeing the same shit happen.
Yeah.
But that happens in every relationship
does.
that's toxic. Like, it was the same with mine.
They don't want to
Like,
see you hurting
I
anymore.
lost a really, really good mate, and it's just like they
we spoke
just
about this
can't
on like
be,
episode 3.
Yeah, they just can't be privy or witness to you suffering anymore. So they're like, fuck, I've told you. I've tried to show you.
Yes.
I've tried all these different avenues and you're not getting it.
No.
So you're on your own.
Yeah, but and then it's like
And it
now that I've
hurts,
got, it does hurt. It hurts so much because then you feel like, oh, you're on the outside then because you've got no one. But that's what they love. They isolate you.
And you almost fall deeper into the problem.
You do.
Because you don't have those people to
Because I was,
use the sounding
that's right.
boards.
He was the only thing I had then, and he loved that, but he knew that, so it would be used against me at the same time. Yeah. So I don't know what I actually don't know what.
Yeah, that's a really hard question.
Looking back
No, I know.
at the whole situation now and
Yep.
putting it all together just as one, and if someone's listening and they're going through it right
Yes,
now,
Leave.
no, but
Or
this
the
is what I
things-
was going to say. What
or
would you
the
tell
things
them?
that you're saying they didn't realize was happening, and when you're speaking they're like, that's happening
happened
to
to
me.
me.
That's so this is this could be happening right now in this podcast
To
where someone's
someone.
listening. What do you have to say to them if you get an opportunity to look at them and go, if this is happening, even though it's hard, do this, this and this?
well, leave. Like, I mean, obviously it's easier said than done. But for me, it took me 6 months to plot and think how I was going to do this.
We always leave before we leave.
Correct. Yes.
And no one knows, like, men don't get that.
No,
women get it. We're like, we've hatched a plan or we've been checked out for ages before we actually leave. Because when you do leave,
yes,
I've had recently people like, oh, you've moved on so fast.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I was checked out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Exactly. That's right.
So you stay because you're trying to fucking save someone or save the situation or help yourself or help them.
That's right. And unless you are open and share
all of it.
That's right, which you don't usually do. People don't really know what is going on. So then they think they're going to make this man better. It's like, hey, good luck to you, like, as well. But
best of luck, babes.
Yeah, best of luck. But where was I going now? My ADHD just like rolled off. So
what would you say to the listeners?
Yeah,
that, like,
leave. But
I mean,
I feel like leave and get help. Like, find professional help immediately.
I mean, depending on how bad. So for me, I mean, obviously, and I shared the whole process through Insta.
What's your Instagram name?
What is it? Chelkeen.
Chelkeen.
Okay, everyone.
Yeah, Chelkeen. But what actually happened was on my 28th birthday, I woke up that morning, sat on the edge of my bed, and it's almost like I rolled out and I was like, do I want this life anymore? Like, I literally looked around the room. Everything felt odd to me. I felt like I wasn't in my body. And it was the first moment, like, one of my really close girlfriends who has been with one of his best mates since they were 16 years old. Her situation, very similar, which is why we connected, because she was younger, he was older. And then I was that new girl into the friendship group and, same sort of scenario.
Age bracket.
Yes. So
toddler.
Yeah. So we've just reconnected, actually. Crazy. But I think she maybe fell off the wagon because she's probably sick of seeing my shit. Also, then them still being friends, it was probably, I don't know. But she has always been very spiritual, and I think that shit was real cuckoo. I'm not into that whatsoever, but it was that morning I was like, fuck, this must be that Saturn return that Jazz has always spoken about. Because whatever I'm experiencing right now is, I think, what she's like used to ramble on about on her Instagram. Fuck. And so in that moment, I actually messaged her and I said, I have felt this, and this. And she's like, babe, go and search the Saturn return. I did it, and it happens every 7 years.
Yeah. It's that new leaf. It's a new change.
And it was like, holy fuck, this is literally what I'm going through. I am shedding skin.
Or you get stuck in it again for 7 years.
Yeah.
You were at that
you did 2
crossroad.
cycles.
Yeah. You were at that crossroad.
Yes. And
you did 2 cycles in it.
Yeah.
But you heard it. It was louder at that point.
It was fucking loud because I remember getting out of the bed.
Fuck, I love this shit, babe.
I know. Getting up out of the bed, walking around the bed, walking out the front bedroom door, and he was in the kitchen. And I just remember going to the kitchen, and it was like word vomit. I couldn't control my body. I threw half my body over the top of the kitchen bench, and where he was leaning on the other side. I was like, I don't think I love you anymore. And it just came out, and I was like, oh, fuck, did I just say that? Because now I can't take that back. And he was like, what? He's like, wow, you've never, ever said that to me before. Never. Like, should we go to counselling? I was like, no, I don't think that's necessary. And then obviously the few hours went by in the day. We went about our day. And I was like, I was just joking. Like, I was just joking. Because obviously in my head, the whole day I was thinking, fuck, I don't know how this is going to go.
Yeah. Was there an element of fear too?
Absolutely. Because I didn't know what his next moves could be.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was just kidding. So then we just continued on as normal. So then obviously Mother's Day rolls round, takes me out for breakfast, sitting up at Mount Cootha, having breakfast with the kids, sitting at the table, all lovely. And I said to him, just by the way, we're done after this.
And you knew about the 5 women at this point?
When did I find out about them? No.
So this was just an inner knowing that you were just done.
Yeah, done.
It was an inner knowing.
At some point, and you would know this feeling as well.
I've had this exact
just
feeling
get up
where you're
and
just
you're
like,
like,
nothing you could do or say anymore would change my mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't with you.
Yeah, because
You
obviously
just get up and you're just like, you know what? I'm just done.
I am just done.
The unknowing of what life is better than what is happening right now.
That's right. And so it's like I knew in January when that Saturn return was happening, and then it was Mother's Day, and I'm like, this is it, done. So we're driving home, And he was like, fuck. And he's like, I'm going to pack my bags, blah, blah, blah. I was like,
And he's
cool.
saying that, feeling like this is going to be that cycle again.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's not really going to happen, but I'm going to scare her
Correct.
by saying that.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, cool, no worries. And then we pull in the driveway. I was like, can I get my nails done? And he's like, you're fucking joking, right? Come up, but it's Mother's Day. He's like, but you've just ended the relationship. Like, what the fuck? No. I'm going inside to pack my shit and I'm going. And so obviously I was like, okay, cool. Get inside. He packs his shit. He goes to his
Like,
mum's.
wait, if we're going to end this for 14 years, my girls are going to be looking fresh.
I know. I was like, I need my nails done.
At least if I post a photo later when I'm single,
I know.
I'm going to look hot.
Exactly. And then he goes, and then that's literally when I picked up my phone and sat down on the ledge of the step, and I was like, just started recording, going, oh my God, by the way, because if I didn't say it right out loud in public,
You weren't going to be held accountable.
That's right.
You need to make it real.
So I just picked up the phone and started recording, didn't know what I was saying, and people were like, what the fuck? Like, my inbox just went boom, boom, boom.
I did it a week later. I will never forget it. I can always take myself back to that moment of getting on social media, because he was on my social media with Fit Cover. So he was a part of the business with me. And I remember like having to tell everyone. And what got me through those beginning times was everyone saying, I've been through this. I'm 7 years ahead now, and I'm telling you, you're going to be okay.
Yes.
And I held on to these strangers' words.
Yep.
Like, and that's why I have so much love and respect, and no one can ever change me when it comes to the idea of social media, because that shit helped me so much. I've had only beautiful things happen in that space.
Yep.
And I'm always going to say that, because honestly, I was severely terrified.
Yep.
I had a 3-month-old and a 2-year-old, and it was literally overnight. And I did that, and I was just like,
How old were the
thank
kids?
fucking God.
Ayana was
8. Was this 2.5 years ago?
Yeah, but obviously when it all kind of started.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
She was like 6 or something,
Yeah,
right?
and Cruz
And
was
what you have to go
3,
through
4. Yeah,
with like your own rebuild, your own understanding, your mind's like going, what's happening in my life? And then you've got to look at your kids and go, how do I even look through your lens in your eyes and help you understand what's actually happening as well, so that this doesn't affect them?
I know, and that's what broke me the most. And I for a good 6 months, I felt like I was living in darkness. Like that, I'd have all the lights off in the house.
I call it robot.
Yeah,
like I was just a robot
in a slump, in sweats all the time.
I didn't eat. I lost 13 kilos in 3 weeks.
I couldn't eat either.
Yeah.
I felt sick to my stomach. I was sick all the time, because I wasn't eating, catching flus, and the kids kept me going, obviously. But like, to be honest, I didn't think of the element past me leaving and then how I would deal with that, and then having to deal with their emotions.
Yeah.
Because in their mind, and obviously for the narrative that he was creating when they were over there at his, was that mummy ruined
left daddy.
Yeah, mummy ruined the family.
That's
Because she had a shift.
And that's another.
It still says it to this day.
That's another thing. Parental alienation, which I deal with still now. And it's horrible, because you're really never going to get to the end and the understanding, because you're not going to go sit there and say, look at these messages, look what he has said and done.
Yeah,
you
you're
have
not
to
gonna put your kids through that.
No, you have to just.
Fuck, I'm so glad I haven't done it.
And you're not qualified. No one's qualified for this shit. Like, you're suddenly thrown into this whole psychology situation. You're like, I don't know how to explain to you what is in the adult world, what's happening right now. How do I get you to still love your dad, because you need your dad? I don't want you to have daddy trauma. I don't want you to have mum trauma. I don't want you to turn against me. I don't want you to go there, because it's not really safe to be around there, because you're going to turn against me at that age. Because you're very easy to like mold at that age as well. And so like, what do you do?
No, and I know, and I think what's really hard too, though, for people to understand is, and I have always spoken so highly of James as a father.
Yeah, I have as well with Shane.
And that's the thing, is that he is a fantastic father. And it feels funny even saying that, given what happened with the fucking haircut situation, because it was up until that point that I thought, how can I say that about you, but you've done that to our daughter's hair? Like, fuck you.
Because it was a personal attack.
Correct.
It wasn't them.
That's right. It was a personal attack to me. She didn't realise what it was. She though did realise.
Your reaction.
Because one day she just randomly started crying because she realised what he'd done. Because she then started to see how it impacted me emotionally, because I just start randomly bawling because the haircut was like fucking, it was lopsided. It was so bad. But he is still a fantastic father. And I think that's the thing, is that these people that have these narcissistic traits are so capable of just switching.
They're chameleons. They can fit into a
but
room
also,
when they
two things
choose.
can be
so.
true at the one time. Like, just because he was a shit partner to you and is not a very good person in so many ways.
To his kids, he
can be a good father.
because he chooses to be.
But
Yeah.
but there's stages in life for children when they're newborn, when they're toddlers, when they're kids, and then when they're teenagers, and then when they're adults. And those kids are going to come to each stage that they need that parent for all of those stages. And when they are the teenage and adults and they need that maturity from that adult that can't give it to them, that's when things change.
Absolutely.
And that's what everyone says. And this is kind of what it pisses me off, but it's true. They always say to me, they're always going to know that you were always there from day one, no matter what they say now at like 8 and 9 and all of that. And in my mind as a parent and living my own experience as a parent away from them, just like me just being a parent, I'm like, but I want the beautiful time now with my 8 and 9-year-old. I don't want to wait, on my seat going, now you can see what he's like and what's happened, and you can know that I did all of this stuff for you, and now you understand because you finally have your kids and you can see kind of thing. I don't want any of that.
Is that for the kids or is that for you?
It's for you.
It's for you.
And I'm not interested in
that validation or that justification that you were treated poorly by their father.
That's what people are saying to me. And I'm like, I don't give a shit about that. I want to enjoy my parenting as my experience as well, because I'm here too.
Yeah.
And I want to enjoy it. And so the parental alienation and all of that is so hard. And then when you see your kids obsessing over that man, when they really don't know, there's a part in you that has to just stay strong.
You do.
Because you can't go in there and say, little kids, he's a cheater, he did this, because they're not going to understand. And they shouldn't need to be shown that as well. They just need to see them as a dad and a carer.
Well, that's right.
Fucking so hard not to be petty.
Honestly,
it is hard.
It is hard because in the fresh stages of the separation, and obviously then me being so open on socials and being in that mindset of not holding back, I did really struggle with keeping that away from the children.
Yeah.
Because I just thought, no, fuck this. I'm not going to protect your image anymore because you're doing what you're doing so openly. And I mean, he did it to himself too when he thought that it was a good idea to take the school teacher and the kids to a park for a little play day. So fresh after we'd separated, literally 3 weeks, if that.
Don't shit where you eat, hun.
What the fuck is wrong with that
literally,
woman?
so
oh my
I know.
God.
Also, she knew about me.
It says a lot about the women as well that is involved in this. It's like the woman that my ex dealt with, she knew that he had us at home, and I'm like,
but she also had a husband and kids.
Who are you? Yeah, and that's what works in that dynamic for them. It's like if you can keep it a secret and you've got your thing, I'll keep it a secret, and this is our little
well,
thing.
and their
It's
messages
like,
between each other was her talking about how she was planning to leave the husband, so that they could. But my girlfriend, he's having the same conversations with this bitch and this bitch and this bitch in the same chat. So he copy paste send to every fucking 5 person.
Shame.
Yeah, literally, like you are all being told the same thing right now. You're all being sent the same picture of the fucking food on the dinner table. Like,
they're going to say you're all getting the same dick pic.
Yeah. I keep thinking of Yaz on one episode going slinging dicks all over the place.
Yeah, I was talking about my ex.
But like,
the cheating that never actually happens. Like they never cheat, but they get accused of it by multiple partners, but then they've never cheated.
Done it.
Yeah. And some of the shit that I was told by his ex-wife about what he did to her, and I'm like, bro, you can't tell me she's making that up. As a woman,
that's right.
You know
that
we're all adults here, we get it.
That's right. And you get to a point in your mind where you're like, okay, I can't keep dismissing these women now and their experiences because the patterns are the same.
Yeah.
And look, in my experience, I didn't have multiple women coming forward.
Yeah.
Like I just had what was being told by the previous partner.
Yeah.
Who was married to him with children.
Yeah.
So it's like, but there was this knowing.
Yeah.
I didn't have to have the physical evidence.
Yeah.
There was a knowing inside of me, and it
carried
through our entire relationship from the first year because we moved to England. 5 months after living in England, I get a "Hey girl" message, and it was for the whole year. We were in England, so we were in Australia for our entire first year of our relationship. Prior to me moving to England, I then get we were sleeping together the entire time, right up until a couple of days before you left the country. I was like,
I got goosebumps.
Why can't you tell me? Why couldn't you tell me before I left Australia? Like, why 5 months after living in England?
So many girls are just like, I don't want to be that girl and I don't want to get involved. And so a lot of them.
No. She was involved because she told me in the first couple of weeks because when we were together for the first 2 weeks of our relationship, they were still sleeping together. I didn't know because
Yeah.
I thought they were separate.
Why are these
he told
women not
me,
finding it an ick when they know that these guys are with someone else?
I know, I wouldn't be double
not
dipping.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So
Like,
then
this is gonna be
I
long
brushed
term.
him, and then like I was like, no, fuck that. Like, sort your life out. Let me know when you're
course.
fucking sorted. Like, ew, no
Yeah.
thanks. I'm not having the same penis that's going into
Yeah.
two vagines at the
Yeah.
same
But
time.
now, babe, but now
Literally.
you look back at that. Would you ever put up with that sign again?
Never. I would have
No.
left. I
Yeah.
would never have even given
That's
him a
the
second
warning
chance.
sign that the universe is giving
She
you,
was
and
like-
then
the
you let
universe was
that
like,
go,
hey,
and
bring
then
it
you're
in,
now
Dee.
in your 7-year cycle.
I know.
Oh, same dick for 7 years. Yeah.
Oh.
Honestly, like, what the fuck is wrong with us?
No, I
at
know,
times?
but
Not-
it's
we're
like-
normal now.
Yeah, yeah,
obviously.
thank God.
Thank fuck we came
From
out of
the
that.
learning, from the lesson.
Yeah, but also though, it's like now with recent sharings,
Oh yeah.
I'm like, fuck, am I like and I
Have
don't
you
want to speak
learnt?
too much on it.
No. It's
Yet.
just
Yes.
someone new in her life. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because obviously I'm so new to dating, right?
Yeah.
Because I've never had this experience.
Yeah.
You're gonna slip up.
No dating apps, like nothing. So
Yeah.
I'm not on any dating apps, but I've had a platonic friendship with someone for over a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's been great, but it's now progressed to something more. Mm-hmm. But then I got my first hey girly
You,
weekend of Australia Day.
you got to be out. There's no other
but
reason.
we weren't
They
together.
weren't together.
No,
They
but
were
see,
just
this is the thing.
friends.
And now this is something that I've navigated, which is I've been thinking about for a while, because obviously when I got that message on Australia Day weekend, as my followers would know, I flew off the fucking handle,
Yeah,
jumped straight
you
on the
did.
gram,
It was
blasted
beautiful.
him. Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
yes, girl, tell me all the details.
Blasted him. I literally was, I just was up and out of where I was, which was,
Bro was in the shower.
Yeah, bro was in the
Chelsea
shower.
just left.
We were about to go to the beach. He thought I was downstairs, and I was gone. I was in my car back to Brisbane. He lives, around here. Anyway, so that happened, and then didn't, give him the time of day to have a conversation about it whatsoever. I just read the message, had the receipts that I needed, and I was like, no way. Old me, no. So it felt really powerful in that moment just to get up and go.
Yeah.
But the problem here is, which is also a problem, I guess, when you go through what I went through, is that I was then afraid to communicate and have a conversation. He wanted to have a conversation about why I just left. He wasn't aware, obviously, at that point. Then he obviously realised why I'd left.
Yep.
And he wanted to communicate. And I was like, I don't need any communication. The actions do all the speaking that's required. No thanks.
And I wish I was like that, but
Yeah.
different circumstance.
Different
because
circumstance.
you guys didn't have any clear-cut boundaries, whereas me
Correct.
and my ex, he'd like a couple of days prior been like, yes, you're it. I want to do this with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
then
if there's
sticking his
no,
dick
but wait
elsewhere.
a second, but even though there's no clear-cut boundaries, because you guys are just starting to see each other.
They were friends.
No,
They hadn't even
purely.
touched.
So, no. We
Oh,
had
so you hadn't been sleeping
no
together.
sleeping.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so no intimacy, nothing.
Different
Oh, okay.
scenario.
Yeah,
100%.
so very different. And this is why I felt the need. I literally just went on this week to let people know that I did have to do the walk of shame and apologise to him, because
Sorry, you gorgeous slice
I
of vanilla.
know.
I fucked up.
Sorry, yeah. I want that man. So,
Yeah, I can tell.
yeah.
Oh, I need to see a photo of this dude.
Yeah. So, I said to people, because it is very different. Like, right, you have your initial thoughts, and everyone else had the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
thought. They were
yeah,
like in my thing, going, "Oh, what the fuck?
Like, don't
just
do
because-
that
yeah,
again.
That's right.
No.
But the thing is that yes, there was no intimacy. We had been very open from day dot about people that we were seeing. Me asking him questions
You
about
were
other
friend-zoned
guys.
the hell out of him.
I did, because the minute
Yeah.
he told me what he was like, in past relationships, whatever, or dating, I was like, sweet, friend zone. So we'd do tennis, golf, shit
Oh,
together.
yeah, okay, I get that.
Yeah, as friends.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, sweet, this is just a guy that I can chat to about other guys. He can give me his perspective when I'm talking to guys, and he would throughout, the course of that friendship. And then obviously things started to cross wires on that weekend, because then they saw us walking down at Burleigh, her friends, and then it all got back,
To the girl, and
Yeah,
then you
to
got
girl.
the hey girly.
Yep. And then,
Which mad respect, like
fucking oath.
mad respect. Always call that shit out.
Absolutely. And also don't be afraid to say it, because these girls were also afraid to message me. And I'm glad that they did,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I need to know
Yeah, 100%.
that stuff. But the thing is too, is that, again, I was triggered because it's like a young person with an older man. I saw myself at her age with my ex, and the
Please tell me she
manipulation.
wasn't 15.
No, 23, 24.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
How old was he?
34.
Okay.
Yes. But in my head, I'm like, this is the thing. They think she thinks they're dating. They're not dating. So when he then
But why does she think they're dating? What is he saying?
No, but see, this is the thing. This is what I said. But he then provides his receipts. So I give him the space to speak and share his side. And it's like, oh man, these fucking men that do this, you can't be sleeping with these chicks, seeing them here and there, and then not like thinking that they're not then going to catch feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he made it clear that we're not dating.
Yeah.
We're not dating.
But also at that age, 24-year-old girl, and like, I mean, oxytocin's
Absolutely.
getting released every single time you're intimate.
I had a friend
like,
show me a message randomly because we're just talking. He goes, look at this. And I read a message and she's like very much saying, come over and pretty much have your way with me. And I'm like, see, this is the problem with women.
Yes.
Like, this is why. But then they go and turn to their friends and complain about how guys are. I'm like, because you're presenting yourself like the words that I read like that. Like
literally on a platter.
No.
That's exactly right. And then they're getting hurt. Then they are being made to feel crazy because here's this man. And I literally said to him that weekend, I said, you need to stop making these women feel this love and then just stripping it straight back from them. Because I said, this is why they are now in my DMs feeling how they're feeling, believing that they've had this experience with you.
when it wasn't
that.
actually that. It's
correct.
Just,
You've made that clear, but it doesn't feel like that to us women when you're doing it consistently.
Yeah.
So,
and you can tell there's a difference between like a random hookup and the energy exchange in that way. But if you're like having an energy exchange that feels a bit more like loving,
that's
and
right.
all of those
if they
types of
message,
way,
you know what it happens? It's the they go to home with them, and if they message the next day and start the conversation, that's like. But if they go and hang out with them and they don't message, I didn't hear from him. It's clear.
Yeah.
The guys usually would put that
but
boundary
even
up
like
straight away.
energetically, I'm not saying I'm like a one night stand girl because I've probably had one in my entire life. But there's a big difference with that type of energy and knowing it's very clear cut.
Yes.
So when there's an energy exchange that feels different to that, and like you say, consistency.
Yeah.
You're going to think at some point, it's like us holding on to hope that they're going to change.
That's right. But these girls hold on to hope that this guy's going to be my...
No,
that's right.
But also a part of it is that, you know, when the guy, when you're younger and the guy doesn't give you that energy and doesn't give you that...
You like the chase.
You want them more?
Yeah.
It's kind of like
It
that
is,
as well.
yes.
As an adult, though, I feel it's a little bit different. Like,
yeah.
if you're consistently being gorgeous to me and we're hanging out regularly and we like communicate all day, every day, like I'm going to think we're a thing.
Yeah.
Because it's, as you get older, I feel like you're less inclined to have those conversations because you just know that that's how it plays out.
Well, and this is why I needed some boundaries to be set very quickly because obviously when I shared that video that I did over the weekend and it went nuts.
I feel like I've missed out on this whole series.
Yeah. You have, catch up.
And it went nuts the way it did. And then that girl commented on it. I don't know if you saw that.
I think I did vaguely,
Fuck.
God, you guys know so much.
Oh, anyway.
Hey, we're in each other's DMs all the time.
So I post that video. Some chick comments on the video. That's wild because he was I was in his bed last week. But you know what? I posted that fucking video and I said to him, see, this is the problem with the shit that you've been doing is that
now you don't know what to believe.
I posted this video baiting this chick that commented. I knew for a fact because what happened was
gonna come
the day before when I posted the post about the tacos and us at the taco thing and it had a photo of him on it, she liked that same post. I thought that's interesting because you don't follow me. You must have maybe seen something on his profile and thought maybe, I need to suss this chick out. Who's this? Because maybe he's slept with you, so you're now feeling this oxytocin.
Oh, good old Instagram.
And it's, doing its thing. So anyway, I post that video. Obviously, first person to comment, that. And I was like, fucking born bitch. I knew it. But also for him, I was like, there we go. Like, because I questioned him about it a month ago.
Yeah.
And he, said some shit, whatever it was at the time. But then we were literally standing in the middle of Woolies at the time. This comment appeared and I couldn't focus and he's like, are you all good? I was like, I need to get out of here right now. And meanwhile, Cruz is with us. I was like, oh fuck, just keep calm. Anyway, we get home and
You're just downward spiral,
truly my whole body felt like it was like
it's a trigger.
I couldn't feel. I
Every
felt why.
time.
You know when a
this
bomb goes
happens.
off in a movie and then it's like that ring?
Yeah.
But there's no noise and it's just that one
Exactly
ring
that.
and you're just like...
You're like a deer in headlights.
Yeah, exactly that. Because
Yeah.
I couldn't. I said, I just need to get home, please. And thank God he was driving because I was like in the back seat. I was like, get home. I go and sit out in the lounge room. He obviously comes and he stands there. And it's like just this dead silence. Like that ringing is still going.
Oh. It's a fucking war zone.
Yeah, and I'm just like because I'm also thinking, Chelsea, like you need to figure out what you're going to do like right now.
Yeah.
Because this
Make a
is
choice.
consistent pattern now. But the thing for me is that because we already had this conversation from the last Hey Girlie, was that, you know, there's been no boundaries, there's been no labels, I've set no expectations, I've not stopped talking to other guys, you know, prior to, you know, the weekend, whatever. So I'd be a hypocrite, you know, because like he's free to do his shit, I'm free to do my shit. That's the thing. It's really important.
Well, if you've not had the conversation.
That's right. Never. So in that moment though, that day was when it just all came out. He's like, I think you're actually really afraid to say what you want. And I was like, he called me out because I'm like, fuck, I am.
You're just like,
literally, I just sat there on my bed and I was like,
this is the part that's coming up for me as well, is like, because you've come out of the space that you've been in, and I had as well, what I didn't realize until now, and I've got a beautiful partner now, but the only reason why I do is because I finally found a man that could actually hold a person like me who has gone through the things. So when things had come up that I thought, because it was a trigger, because it's so quick to just light that fire with us.
Yes.
That I needed someone to not make it worse and to throw it back on me and do the narcissistic behavior, right? And the manipulation and all that sort of stuff. I needed someone to go and go, okay, she has gone through this stuff. She's told me about it. How can I handle it?
Yeah.
And it's the reassurance. It's not the reassurance as in manipulation line, but it's like, you never have to question me or worry about that sort of stuff. Like how they hold you in that space.
Yeah.
That's the answer to whether it's a long-term or it's another short-term situation, is how they actually show up with someone that has been through. They need to understand that you are like this.
Exactly right. And the thing is, he has followed my socials for the entire time.
So he knows the whole story.
Of me losing my shit. Like, he knows how I should.
And if he puts a step out of place, he's on blast.
But see, this is the thing though. So
not now.
But this is what was wild to me, is that like he's seen it all. Like he sees how I shop online and I go nuts.
That's ballsy.
Which is why.
that's what I'm thinking.
Correct.
Nuts.
Which is why then, because I said, when we were talking about it after the first Hey Girl, I was like, see, I'm surprised that you would do this knowing what I'm like, because I obviously triggered and I did exactly that. Then we spoke through that, because like, you know, fair enough, he could have been like, because we, you know, being a friendship, he's like, what, you didn't need to do that to me. Like, you know, and he did, he called me out, he's like, that didn't need to happen. We could have had a conversation like I told you in the first place, but see, the triggers, I was like, nah, you're going to gaslight me, you're going to manipulate me, you're going to make my feelings feel invalid.
Yeah. All of it comes up again.
Correct. And that was me just assuming that he was going to be like that when that actually was not the case at all.
Yeah.
So after we'd, you know, done this whole stroll to South Bank and back to Kangaroo Point, I was like, this man just listened the entire time and didn't once make me feel nuts or crazy, and he validated everything that I said. And I was like, fuck. Like, it was like this mirror being held up to be like, it's me. Like, it's not him.
But there's also a sort of fine line with that, because what you experience in that moment with that walk is that's how it actually should be, right? So what you went through was like a minority, hopefully, of a situation. And what you're dealing with, it doesn't give him this massive tick of approval. No. It just puts him in a place of like, that was a healthy conversation. That was a healthy situation. You're still going to be a woman and have your wits about you.
Yeah.
And you still have to be a good person, whether it's a year, 10 years or however long. You still have to constantly show up in whatever capacity in my life and the kid's life and all of that. It doesn't give him this whole like, pedestal, you're the best, you performed in this way. It is.
For being a decent human.
Yeah. And you're learning that.
I know.
You're learning what the bare minimum is.
And fuck, it takes a while.
It does.
Well, it does.
It really does. And so don't be hard on yourself.
No, I know, because I do have to really check myself. And my girlfriends now actually, like, they're really good. They'll be like, Chelsea, like, you're self-sabotaging, stop it.
Yes.
You know, which is,
You'd be more aware of how you show up in those situations now too, because you're having more of these types of experiences, like after the initial trauma.
Yes, and like, you know, the thing is too, when I started to talk to those girls that were messaging me, and, you know, you take on their trauma, so then I felt like the voice to share that, given the platform that I have, but it's not mine to carry, and that's something really important that others should know, is that when you are, you know, in a situation like me, you leave a relationship and you try to date again, but then you have people coming at you left, right, and centre, because perhaps they wanted that. You know, don't take on board that trauma, because it's not you.
It's not your story.
That's right. It's not your story. It's not your experience with that person.
Yeah.
And you could potentially ruin that relationship because you're choosing to take on board.
And you put it in a box.
That's right.
Yeah. And the other part that we've spoken about as well, which is something that no one ever talks about, is so you've gone through all of this and now you're on the other side and you're experiencing these situations which are a lot healthier.
Yes.
And we spoke about this on the last episode, is like no one got me ready or got me to understand what a healthy relationship is.
Fuck.
And so the hardest relationships I've been in personally in my own mind mentally
Same.
is the one that I'm in now.
Yeah.
Because I have to do so much self-talk and regulation within myself before I just project onto him about what's happened in the past, because I'm like, no one has gotten me ready for a healthy relationship. So there's more triggers, there's more trauma that comes up because so I feel like I developed, well, I don't feel like I actually was told, and I developed like a autoimmune response because I went into this whole relax, feminine, I suppose, healthy place.
Yep.
Everything that I had like sitting in my body that built up over that time finally came out.
Yeah.
And I've gone through a really hard situation with it all, like mentally, because I'm just like, how do I deal with all of this? And I've luckily landed in the most safest place ever with this man.
Yep.
But you got to find the right person to handle that shit, because it's like,
Well, you do.
you've got to deal with it with someone.
Well, you do,
if
because
you're
I
dealing
posted
with
a
a
photo
relationship.
on my Instagram to show people what happened to my body because my immune system broke out in this rash.
Yes, I've got rashes.
It was,
Yep.
fuck. It
I
was,
have to sleep with an ice pack.
Oh,
still.
yeah, you had it all over your butt and your
and my
legs.
legs.
I've
and it
got,
was
babe,
front-
I last night, every single night, I
Yep.
have to take an antihistamine and I have to sleep with an ice pack on
Yep.
my thighs or my bum or here because I've got rashes all up my body and it's
Yeah.
an autoimmune.
Yeah, and that
It's the stage 1 or 2. It's not the constant one where I've actually got an autoimmune disease. It's
yeah.
the beginning stages
beginning
of
stage
autoimmune.
the same. And that's what happened. I flew straight to the GP and we did all these tests.
Yeah.
And
And you know what they tell you? You've just got to relax. You've got to just chill.
yeah.
Oh, cheers.
And I'm
I
just
didn't
like,
think
are
of
you
that.
fucking
Bitch, what, you
kidding?
want to stop my life?
Like, are you kidding?
'cause-
That's what you're going to tell me. I can't take a tablet or something. You're going to say that I need
know.
to find some peace in my life. I'm like, I have, and
No,
this is
but
where it's
honestly, that's
happening.
where it all stems from, though. Like even with my jaw grinding,
Yeah.
they're like, you just need Yasmin. It's all stemming from like you being all jacked
Yeah.
up because you're stressed out, and it's like, yeah, well, I know that. They're like, it's a subconscious thing. You do it in your sleep, and I'm like, oh, well, I don't even fucking know I'm doing it. So how am I supposed to stop it? But
Yeah.
it's all linked to how I hold my body.
is.
And the more
It
pain
is.
is on the other side
Yeah.
of letting it go and actually relearning what a healthy, balanced lifestyle is, and like not having this trauma constantly accumulating, not having that fight and defense, like
No,
constantly,
mate.
not having the
The
fight and
defensiveness
flight.
from me is out the gate.
Yeah.
Even today, I was
Yeah.
we were trying to communicate, and I just like was so defensive and like just literally.
Well, you know
turned
what?
the music up and walked into the bathroom, and I was
You
like,
just have to. They have to
I'm
hold
a
the
cunt.
space.
Yes,
Yeah.
and see, and right that day where
it just comes out.
correct,
sometimes.
and so in that moment when we're having that conversation after we just got back from Woolies, I was like, I have the option here to go nuts, and I could feel it. Like I am that person that will go from 0 to 100. Like there's
Same.
no
But
holding
But you're
back.
really yelling at your ex, and you're not yelling at him.
Correct, and I also though had to just remember that we had just had a conversation about, you know, there been no boundaries. This
Yeah.
was not anything more than a friendship. So, you know, I then actually, I was so surprised. I was like, did I just do that? Because obviously when that happens and you read that from a chick, right, you want to tell them to fuck off.
The feeling.
And I said to him,
that-
it was, and he goes, well, what do you, he goes, he's standing there. He's just dead, standing there for like a good 15 minutes, like at the end of the bed, staring. And I was like, fuck, in my head, I'm like, don't fucking stare at me, mate. Like, just get this shit and get out the door. But he just stood there. And I was like, he's like, so what do you want me to do? I was like, well, I want to tell you to fuck off. And he's like, right. But then I like told him, I was like, come and sit down on the bed. Because I was like, I know I didn't want that. Like, I did not want that. Because in my head, I'm like, you haven't told him what you want. We've established no labels, whatever. But then we had a normal, healthy conversation about what I was feeling in that moment. And then that's then when he opened the door to about me being afraid about what I want, what he wants. And then we had a conversation about what we want, which was the same thing. And it's like, Jesus Christ.
Just have the conversation, right?
Right?
And then all of that would have been avoided.
I know.
All that trauma. But that's the thing. We don't like Nove said, you don't really get taught how to effectively communicate in a healthy way, especially depending
No.
on how you're modeled relationships. And you've, as a 15-year-old, before your frontal lobes develop.
Literally.
You're in this toxic, shitty ass relationship.
Yep.
Mine was modelled by my mum. Yours was modelled by your parents too, right? You gravitate to what you know and what's familiar, and that's why we choose the
But that's the
partners
safest
that
place.
we do.
The most uncomfortable place is what
Of
you don't
course.
know and what you have to
and
kind of
learning a new way
exercise.
of being.
Yeah. And I just think to myself, God, because then in that moment too, he reminded me, he's like, you have been so hot and cold. You 1 minute you say this, and then you're telling me that you want nothing to do with me anymore. Like, and I was like, shit.
God, did he have whiplash?
Poor thing. I know.
He's a chiropractor.
But that's right. Like, but he's still about, because he recognizes obviously what I've been through. Like, he doesn't not acknowledge that. Like, he's very aware of that.
Does he have kids?
No. And this is the other thing. And see, this is the thing that I loved about him, because when we started talking way back, was that he was honest about not wanting to date single mums. He was one to never want to date a single mum.
Oh, you changed his
And
mind.
Yeah, which is why too friend zone, sweet, cool.
Yeah.
But then the first time that I changed, I noticed myself. I was like, fuck, I think I actually might like this guy. Was when I saw him interact with Cruz.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm surprised that this guy doesn't want to, I don't know, have his own kids or be with someone, because it seems so natural. And then, yeah.
You never know. He might change his mind later on, and you might be having a third baby. I mean, you're young enough. My eggs are older than yours.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
then we'll all be sitting back.
Yeah, we'll all be in here.
Could you
Just give
imagine?
us a year or two,
Yeah,
babes. Give us a year or two. Well, we actually have to wrap up.
guys,
Yes,
my
we
doctor's been trying to call
We-
me this
Oh,
whole
I know,
time.
someone's been trying to
and
call
I
me
have
too.
autoimmune that I need to go talk to. And I've got a urine infection, so I really need to get there.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus, it's all
I'm
happening.
9 minutes.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
9 minutes into my appointment.
Thank
Thank
you for coming.
Thank you.
So
Thank
grateful
you.
to have you on. I'm so happy that you said yes.
Oh,
Thank
we
you.
could have
I
talked
was
for
like,
hours.
I threw the line out. She just goes, say less. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Literally. Oh my God. I feel like we need to go.
Yeah,
talk
this
about
is amazing.
I know.
well, I'm free now if you
Oh,
want to
yeah,
go for a
yeah,
wine. Yeah,
for sure.
I love this.
All right, thank you for
you.
watching, guys. Sorry if that wasn't a little bit traumatic.
No, that was amazing.
But yeah, stay tuned for the next lot to come through. And Chelsea, thanks again
Yes,
for coming
thank
on.
you.
Thank you. You're amazing. Thank you.